Hi, everybody. So now I want to talk to you about why you should never attempt to contact the new supply. It's because traps have been laid, man. Like Big Lebowski, dude, traps are in place, man. Like, they will pee on your rug. It's the surefire way to get your rug peed upon. When you reach out to the supply, there's a couple of dynamics that you have to consider. Number one, the fact that you're aware of the new supply, the only reason you're aware is because this narcissist has chosen to let you be aware of it. And they're pretty good manipulators. So that means if you found out about a new supply, it's probably not by accident. Sometimes you can catch them off guard, but generally, if things have just sort of naturally unfolded, it's intentional. It's intentional, and it's meant to make you jealous. It's meant to box you in, and there's no right answers. There's no good answers to what to do about it. If you reach out to the new supply, you will fall into a trap that's been set, and that's this. The new supply, especially if they're already having sex, the new supply has been fed a giant plate of projected bullshit, where the narcissist has projected all their bad traits onto you, and then some, right? So depending on the new supply, they've been love bombed, right? Oh, you love puppies? I love puppies too. Well, I loved my little puppy while I had him. Oh, you used to have a puppy? Yeah, but I had to get rid of him. Oh, why'd you have to get rid of him? Well, it wasn't like, was it, did you move to an apartment where you couldn't have one? Was he just too destructive? It's like, well, no, it wasn't any of that. He was good. He was great. He was perfect. But my ex, just wasn't as much of a dog person as I had thought. They said that they were fine with it. It was even their idea to get the puppy. But then after the fact, they changed. And, they were just always downing it, just always talking shit, just ignoring it, just treating it roughly. So many times I saw the puppy just go running up and like jumping up, just, wanting some little attention, and they'd be like, get the fuck off, and shove it with their foot. And I came home one day and the puppy was limping. And I was like, what happened to the dog? And they're like, oh, I don't know, it's just limping. I was like, but come on, I know what really happens, because I've seen the way that you kicked my puppy with your foot. And I think you probably just got, impatient. Right, so what they do is they sell these fake-ass stories based upon what the new supply likes, right? So part of the whole love bombing thing is like, oh, you like puppies? Oh my God, I so love puppies too. As a matter of fact, I have this puppy that my ex abused, right? Or they say, oh my God, you're an artist? Oh, I love art too. I used to love to paint all the time, but then my ex came in and was like, was always bitching and complaining about my art supplies being out, and was always worried that my paint was going to ruin something, like I don't use a drop cloth. It was just always a headache, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to create connections with the new supply. They're going to connect on an emotional level, and then what they're going to do is they're going to project onto you some particular reason why this connection could never be fully realized with you. So then and they say, I think they're a narcissist, they're abusive. They start spreading lies about me. Like, anytime I started to try and confide in my friends, they would get they would go into like this crazy fit of rage. They would get the crazy eye. They started talking a bunch of shit about me behind my back to my friends. I had to find out. Unfortunately, like, my friends weren't even telling me this, and I lost a bunch of my friends because of it. So they sell all these lines of bullshit to the new supply to love bomb them, to sleep with them, and to get them secured. And then once they're secured, they can secure you by giving you mixed signals and everything like that. And in order to preserve this triangle, or capital V, because not unless you're scissoring, it's not a triangle, it's a V, right? Two chicks, one dude, or two dudes, one chick, two dudes, whatever. Whenever you try to reach out to the new supply, it doesn't matter what you say. You're a liar and a bad person, and you're going straight to hell in a handbasket. And they will tell you as such, and they will tell you to go to hell. So there is really nothing you can do for this person. Even if they reach out to you, you really can't tell them all the things that you want to tell them. If they're reaching out to you just out of general curiosity, you really gotta be mindful of what you do and don't say, because they might very well still be on the other team. They might be playing for the other team. And if they break up, or if they're like, hey, did he do blah blah blah, if they start asking you about genuine abusive behaviors and all of that, you might could be a little more open. But understand, anytime the supply reaches out to you, it's almost always because they're in a phase of cognitive dissonance. That's a mouthful, I know. But that's whenever they're starting to realize that perhaps they're being gaslighted, that something's amiss, that something is wrong in their life, and they're trying to figure it out. So you have to be delicate when they reach out to you and say, did they do this? Did they do that? And you say, yes, they did. No, they didn't. And that's one of the reasons why we're not together. And you could say something along the lines of, when we first met, they seemed like a really good person and seemed like they were coming from a nightmare situation with their ex, and it all turned out to be lies. And I'm probably pretty sure they did the same thing to you, but I don't know. I just started uncovering lie after lie after lie, and it wasn't until I started to feel like there's really just kind of something off, and alarm bells were ringing, that I started to uncover the lies. They had such good potential to be a good person, but they just couldn't tell me the truth for the life of them. So, there you have it. I hope you can figure your stuff out, and you're always welcome to call me if you have any other questions. I'm here for you, because I can relate to what you're going through. And I think, I'm pretty sure some of you viewers have been in this situation where the new supply has reached out to you towards the end of their relationship saying, did they do this? Did they do that? And then you get together and there's all these striking similarities. And then the two of you put your heads together and figure out that this person's not a good person. And by the time you've done that, they've moved on to, the narcissist or abuser has moved on to yet another person, right? And then they leave both of you. But that's why you don't reach out to them, because it's already a trap. It's preloaded. It's just waiting. I know you really want to, because there's no good choice. There's no good solution. There's no good decision that you can make. Good by meaning pleasant, where you can actually feel good about what it is you're doing. Because you love this person, you're invested in this person. It hurts to dump them and call it what it is and move on. That hurts. It hurts to hang around waiting for them to come to their senses and come back. It hurts to reach out to the new supply and hear them go off on you. There's not a, quote, winning situation. But I can clue you in. Out of all the painful options, the one that is the most productive is to cut ties, move on, accept the loss, and it's gonna hurt. It really is. But it's the only option that has the least amount of long-term pain. Cut ties. It's gonna hurt now. You will get to a better place faster in the future than any other option. See, when you reach out to the new supply, you prolong the situation. When you sit around and do nothing, you prolong the situation. When you listen to what a narcissist is telling you about this other person, you prolong the situation. Everything you do prolongs the situation. The only one that does not is the one that to cut ties, kick them out, do not pass go, do not collect $200, go to jail, motherfucker, and then flip the Monopoly board, say fuck you, pull down your pants, moon the shit out of them, and walk away. Right? And that's the only option. Plain and simple. Anything less, you might hang around and go back. You don't ever want to be in the situation to go back to somebody. Sometimes it's not so easy because they will have made it difficult for you to leave. Financially, or shared property, shit like that. They're pretty good at boxing somebody in so that they cannot leave easily. Very, very difficult. The example I love is they're like a spider on a fly. Spiders, a fly through no fault of its own is made of delicious fly juice, right? So the fly's done nothing wrong for the spider to want to kill it, right? Like flies don't just fly around going, oh my God, why are you killing me? Right? I mean, they might think that, but they haven't done anything. Spiders use several different tactics to secure a fly. They use the web, the fly gets stuck, and then they wrap the fly with silk and they inject it with venom. And as the fly continues to struggle, they either inject more venom or wrap it with more silk. So it's a double whammy. They physically restrain the fly, and then they poison the fly. And it's a combination of the two. And the more it does it, the weaker the fly gets. And so then the spider can just come and take a shot of fly juice anytime he wants. And that fly is secured. And then when there's a new fly in the web, he goes and he secures that one. And that's the life of the new supply. And that's your relationship to the new supply. You are fly number one, who's been secured and been fed upon. And fly number two is right there stuck in the web already. And so then you ask yourself, what if the new fly is now in the web? Should I reach out and try to warn them? So, well, it's not going to do any good. They're stuck now, aren't they? You can try and warn them. Spider's coming. But they're probably not going to hear you or listen to you. They're probably going to be more concerned with, they're not going to know what the hell's going on. They're not going to know. It won't be until too late that they know. Right? A smart fly uses the opportunity while the spider's back is turned to get yourself out of the web, out of the silk, as soon as possible, heal from the toxicity, and move on. So again, to wrap this up, even with the best intentions, trying to warn the new supply is just as pointless as the fly already in the web trying to warn a new fly in the web. It's just not going to work. You can't proactively do it and come out ahead. Even if they contact you, you have to be careful because you still don't know whose side they're on, and they could also be in a very delicate emotional state. For all you know, this person could struggle with emotional stability. And if you rock their world too much, your narcissist might not be the biggest problem in your life. So you also have to be careful in that regard. You got to be gentle in the way that you express things. You have to be very emotion neutral, right? Because everything the narcissist has said about you is that you're emotionally unpredictable and that you're all over the place. So if you're cool, calm, and indifferent, you say, well, they lied a lot and they couldn't stop lying. I got tired of the lies and I left. You gotta sound cool, calm, and collected and confident if you want it to go well. So thank you very much for listening. Please like, comment, or share, and I'll see you on the next video.